What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fomo Factory. I want to go over some altcoins and especially the collective altcoins to see, hey, have you missed out? Spoiler answer is no. So if you don't want to waste your time on watching the whole video, you haven't missed out on anything basically. But I would like to show you why exactly. I do have this freaking pneumonia, if that's how you pronounce it. So I feel like crap. I'll try not to cry in this video, so you can probably stand it. But we'll make this one short. So Bitcoin is having a little correction at the moment of recording. It's nothing too crazy for now, but we went from the top last week of 38.5K until like 36.8 where we are right now, almost $2,000 down. Nothing too concerning. If you ask me, it's still very possible that we go and retest the $32,000 level, give or take. That's where major support resistance was sitting, which is now support. And usually if you have resistance and you break it, you retest it as support, like we had over here, for example. We had resistance right here. We went up and we tested it as support twice even, right? We did not have that yet. So I do expect that to happen. And we all know if Bitcoin goes down, hey, altcoins follow. So the total crypto market right now looks like this. And what I've drawn right here is not like time-based or anything, but it is kind of in my expectation that we will do something like this, where we retest this uptrend basically before we really take off. Will we retest those lower levels right here? Like, hey, anything is possible. But something really bad has to happen. I don't really see that happen. But also, just if you look at the total crypto market, it's been doing really well, right? And you really want to ask yourself, like, yeah, where's the retest? Like, it's not there yet. Yeah, and I'm definitely waiting on that. Now, we can also take a look at the total 3. I know a lot of people, they look at the total 3 and they see that as the altcoin market. Well, that's actually true. The total 3 is basically everything except Bitcoin and Ethereum. But then we're also talking about stable coins, and we're, talking about the high caps, and that's maybe not that interesting. So then we can take a look at the others chart, and it looks a little different as well because it's others. This is the top 125, just like the total 3, by the way, but excluding the top 10. So no big stables right there, but also no Solana, no Cardano, no Dogecoin, no, none of that, right? So this is, in my opinion, a way more realistic view than the total 3. Now, lucky for the bulls, this chart looks way better, right? If you look at the total 3, you could say like, yeah, okay, it's been ranging basically, and it just made slightly a higher high, but it's already looking like it's going to break down again. If you take a look at the others chart, you could see like, hey, this actually has to go down with another like 20% to just retest the previous high. And a retest right there would make a lot of sense, because this is actually where we had this support, where we had support over here, where we had a little resistance over here, where we had resistance over here, and here, by the way, at least tested as support once, right? Well, we haven't done that yet, and I definitely think we should, and we will. Also, that's kind of where the bull market support band comes in. So if we go there today, it makes sense. But also, even if we do that in around like a month from now, so the 25th of December, it's still give or take where the bull market support band comes in. We don't have to retest the bull market support band like exactly, but it would make a lot of sense. So I do expect that December is going to be a little bearish for the altcoin market, and probably also for Bitcoin. But that's nothing too bad. That's a good thing. Like, okay, maybe it's bad for the people that I just made a pool and I asked like, hey, do you still have stables? And most people said no. And I felt like, you suck, man. Why do you do that? Like, don't go all in or all out of the market. It's never what you want to do. Because yeah, what you're gonna use during the next pullback, right? But it's like people don't expect a pullback. They think it's always up only. Yeah, maybe your expectations are, but crypto is not like that. Crypto is like my hairline. It has an occasional pullback until there's nothing left. Now, it's like sometimes it looks like we're only up, right? If you look at the altcoin market on a monthly chart right here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green months in a row. 6 green months in a row. Yeah, you don't see that often, especially not in a pre-halving year. Here we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the time before that we had 1, 2, 3, 4. We had a little red one, but that was minus 2%, so it didn't really count. So 4, 5, 6, 7 before we came down as well, right? And you can, of course, buy here, but you can always feel like, okay, let's buy a little pullback. And yeah, you could better buy here than here. I know, fair enough. But it's all about statistics and chances at the end of the day, right? And the chance that you have a better entry when you're buying into a red candle is, of course, way higher than if you buy into a green one. So other than that, I do want to show you something, and I want to pop up my moonshot portfolio. So I had a little money allocated to build a moonshot portfolio, and my goal is... by the way, if you're in the Discord, you get regular updates on the coins that I'm buying right there, and you're probably playing this with me and doing pretty well. But the goal for my moonshot portfolio is basically buy a coin. If it 2x's, something like that, take the initial out and put it into something else. And if that 2x's like, and at a certain point, you build a free portfolio, right? So I want to show you that portfolio. So this is the portfolio. A lot of coins I already deleted them from the portfolio, so therefore the profit loss looks just like 57%. It's actually a lot more, but some coins are completely gone from this one, so it takes away the profit loss in this case as well. But what I want to show you, this is quite interesting. So, for example, I have my, what I spoke about before, the Spartadex token, right? If you look at this, 72% up. Okay, it's nice. And a lot of people might say like, yeah, you know, bull market is back. Who makes percentages of 72, 200, 200%, 90%, 40% in like in a month or so? This portfolio is pretty new, right? Who does that? Well, in a bear market, nobody, unless you're trading on leverage. But in a market where I don't want to call it necessarily a bull market, because, you know, look at this. If you look at the other chart, what we have done right now is, if you timed this wick exactly, congratulations, most people didn't. What we did is we went up with like 65% from candle close to candle close, right? But however, last year or beginning this year in January, we went up around the same percent right there, right? If you take just this month, last year, we went up 40%, right? So it happened more during the bear market. These are no moves that are that exceptional. However, it is so important that you have your timing correct, right? And a lot of people, they say like, yeah, this one went up 5x. Yeah, but did you get a 5x out of it? That's another question, right? You really had to time it correctly. So if we take a look at this, for example, Spartadex, right? Made me some good money for now, definitely. I'm not complaining. If you look over the last 14 days, for example, you see it went from 9 cents all the way to 43 cents. Well, congratulations. Nice. For the new people, by the way, no, this is not what a bull market looks like. This is nice. This is good. This is something that should pop your eyes open. Take your profit. Take your cash, right? Collect it. You don't have to take all of it, but take some profits. And with the next pullback, allocate again. Otherwise, you're riding it for nothing. But still, like, give or take a 5x. Hey, I'm not complaining. But a lot of people were already saying, hey, I have been buying since January, right? If you look at Bitcoin, for example, it bottomed out here in January. We're now almost in December, so let's say 1 year, right? I've been buying altcoins for 1 year right now, and the people that haven't, they've been missing out. Most of the coins, that's not really the case. If we take a look at these coins over the last year, actually, you can see that a year ago, for example, this coin was sitting at around 80 cents and it went all the way down to 8 cents, right? And now it went from 8 to 40 again. But you have to ask yourself, like, hey, is that a risk-reward ratio that seems good for me? Because people have been buying here, and you know, the smart people have been DCAing, and they have been buying here and here and here and here and here, and their average entry is okay on this one. I have to give you that. But the thing is that you can never time the bottom in the first place. Otherwise, you would have bought it here, you would have bought it here, or bought it here, bought it here, bought it here. And only the people that happen to buy it all here really made that gain out of it right now. They really made that actual 5x out of it, right? But most people, I doubt if they did that actually. If we go back to this portfolio right here, Good Morning Fam is another project that I did really well on, by the way. I have bought, let me see, for 0.03 and 47, and it's now sitting at, well, 0 is scaled officially. It's dead, completely dead. Could come back. It's like kind of like freeze out. It's fucking annoying. But at 1.3. So this one did very well. I made more than a 3x off of this one, and I put a little more money into this one than the average coin as well. So that's good. It still has a $1.3 million market cap, and this is not official, but this project is from Seedify. So I expect this one to go way higher, right? But even on this one, I will take profits. If you take it over the last year, look at this. You could, of course, have bought it over the last year and DCA it all the way down nicely. But worst case, you did buy it at 355, and it went all the way down to killing a 0, but the other direction, adding a 0, by the way, and then, well, yeah, 227 or something like that. So it went like 11 times as low. I get it that these gains look nice, but it's also a matter of perspective, right? Like, hey, look at this. It's 6x'd or something like that. Yeah, but it's only good if you exactly bought the low, right? Now, let's be honest. Most people, they don't buy the low. Either, if you buy the low, you're either stupid or, yeah, I don't know what else. You're probably just stupid. No hard feelings right there. But what do I mean by that? If you buy the low, it kind of means that you were just gambling and that you got lucky, right? Because these lows, they don't tell you like, hey, I'm in. Buy me up right now. That doesn't happen like that, right? We had a low over here. People bought it, man. We had a low over here. People bought it. Here. This whole... And blah, exactly when it happened to be in, maybe some people bought it as well, but they got very lucky, right? And they rode it up. And they made some nice gains on it. So most of the projects in this list, they look like that. I had, for example, wow, I had CryoWare, for example. I've bought CryoWare a long time ago. Well, not that long ago, exactly a month ago. I bought it a month ago. I put $200 in. And I just looked yesterday, and I was like, oh yeah, I made some good profits on that. I made a slightly more than a 5x on that. So I decided, okay, let me take some out. So I took my $200 back plus double to, you know, realize some gains. And now I have a free bag of this, right? But 0.0078. If you look at the chart over the last year, yeah, it has been going down, right? It has been going down. And exactly the people who bought this area like me were stupid, because that's a gamble, right? I knew it, and therefore I did not put a lot of money in. I felt like, okay, let me, use $200. If not, then, I'm gonna lose it. And if it goes up, then it's fine. And it displayed out pretty well, right? Displayed out pretty well. It did a more than a 5x, and I took my profits as well. Could do another 10x, right? Maybe you're watching this video back in a month and you're laughing at me like, you took profits way too early. That's not how altcoins work, in my opinion. It's not about, it could do this, so I'm gonna do that. It's more like, okay, there's this chance, there's this chance. What's most likely, and how can I benefit from that, right? It's statistics and averages, and therefore I said, like, hey, it could go up even more, but after such a hard pump, it could also go down, right? And in that case, I don't want this pump to be for nothing, so I'm gonna take some profits off of the table, right? Now nothing can hurt me on this project anymore. I have 2x'd my money realized, and the rest, if it goes down, okay, it goes down. This is something I absolutely cannot lose with anymore, right? And that's how you want to treat most of it. Now, I have my main portfolio, which I'm not going to show you, by the way, in this video. But my main portfolio is something that I'm not really trading like this. This is something that I'm really taking some active profits on, because there's not much in this list that I really care about much. Some I might do, but like playable games, for example, I don't know, I made a mistake right here. I've bought, I 2x'd, I took my money back, but later I found out, like, hey, I was doing more research on it, and I found, like, oh yeah, this is actually a pretty good project. I want to hold this for the longer term as well. So I bought back higher. It's what you basically should never do, but whatever. It didn't play with a lot of money though. Now, from that point, it more than 2x, and this entry 7x, right? So with playable games, yeah, I have a killer entry, right? I have a killer entry. I put $1,000 in total, and I already took $2,000 back and still have 1.3k in the project, right? So this one as well, I felt like, man, this, because it mooned too hard, right? It mooned too hard, and a lot of projects, they moon too hard on me, and maybe it goes way higher than this. Maybe it goes way higher, but yeah, to be completely honest, I don't really care, because this is, and maybe the trick right here is, maybe try to do like I do. Build your main portfolio to just, accumulate and sell in the next bull that you don't even look at in the next year, at least in the next year, right? And build a moonshot portfolio where you just put a little money in, whatever you feel like, okay, this is what I can miss, and take it out as soon as you have profits, right? And that way, the most important is that you stay emotionless in the crypto market. And this is for me the way to stay emotionless in the crypto market, because I made easy 2x on this portfolio. So it says 30k, I already took some out, but I think I made like $20,000 in that portfolio. And then I just go back on the actual altcoin chart, and not these risky, well, I don't want to call them shit coins, but the risky moonshots. And I'll be like, okay, the 20k that I just made, I'm saving that, and I'm waiting for a good pullback in the, the actual altcoin market, to put it like that, whatever you want to call it, and then allocate it right there to have it to make it a long-term investment, right? Because these some of these altcoins, they 4-5x, right? But let's be honest. Again, let's be honest. If we go to MetaStrike, like what I showed you, where's that shit? If we go to MetaStrike, here it is, right? So I made a 5x on it, but that was just because the timing was good. Because look what it did from here to here. there were more people, like, people be like, fucking bull market joke. But if you look over the complete chart, I can guarantee you there were more people that got absolutely fucking wrecked with this coin than the few people that bought exactly here or wherever and made that 4-5x out of this, right? Most people got wrecked, right? And that was just because this project was, it got wrecked just so hard, right? All the liquidity was taken away. And now we see a slightly preview of what we talked about, right? Like crypto gaming season is coming, and automatically, basically, all the crypto gaming tokens were pumping, so especially the low caps, because they had no liquidity, right? So I also had some problems. Whoa, there are a lot of swans in front of my house. I also had a lot of problems with some projects that I wanted to buy, and I saw like, oh well, I've quite some price impact and problems with the slippage right now. I cannot even buy this, so that was kind of a problem for me. Therefore, you see these projects going up so high because just $1,000 could really turn a price chart around, right? So therefore. And that's also what Alex Becker said in his video. Therefore, if you have a lot of money, you can't really play with these low caps because you can only put so much in to avoid before you step on liquidity problems, right? So if you do have a lot of money, then these low caps are not even interesting for you, right? Therefore, you have to go to the overall, like the Alturas, that's still something that's possible, but the AVAXs, the beams, the engines, Galas, Illuviums, IMXs, that kind of stuff, right? That's the stuff that you can actually trade. Sorry. Still pneumonia. It's not going away in the last 20 minutes. So weird, man. Superverse also, I made a killer on this, by the way, because if you look at this chart right here, yeah, this was beautiful. This chart, but this was lucky, right? And I do feel like the people that are lucky are also the stupid people, and I got very lucky. But sorry, it doesn't sound like the best advice ever. It's not. Don't sue me. But also with this project, people got wrecked, right? And it doesn't, like, it has nothing to do with the project. It's a good project. Elio is a great project founder. He's a smart guy. I love what he does in Neo Tokyo. Nothing to compare. It just got wrecked, right? It went from 470 to 7 cents. Yeah. Look, I mean, if you buy it right here, what kind of moron are you? Like, really, right? And that's way dumber than buying it over here. But what I did say a long time is, and you can see it better if we put it on the weekly, is like, hey guys, I'm not buying it, right? I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Even here, I wasn't buying it. Why not? Because there was nothing confirmed that a change of trend happened, right? Even up till this point, it wasn't confirmed. What do I mean? Well, it made lower lows and lower highs, right? We had a low right here, but we also had a lower low right there. So the trend was still down, and therefore it could still easily do something like this, right? And it could still go down very hard. I'm not saying this will happen, but it could. It could still. However, now I'm a lot more comfortable with a lot of projects as they finally did make a higher high, right? A lot of them didn't really make that higher high before. Now, this is a clear higher high. You can ignore that. But it doesn't mean it can't pull back. So what I'm doing, well, in this case, I've bought it quite low with a little money, like I felt like, yeah, let's try. But still, again, my serious money isn't into these projects yet. But in the next pullback, they are. And that's the thing with crypto. Let's say it pulls back to this level right here, and it then goes up, right? And I'm going to buy it somewhere like here. Yeah, you know, do I have the best entry ever? Right? No, I could have bought it here and I now buy it here twice as high. So be it. Like, that's, you don't want to try to time the bottom, because if you did that, you would have lost money anyway, because you also bought this bottom and this bottom. And worst case, this bottom and this. If you buy every bottom in the hope that you buy the bottom, then you will never buy the bottom, right? Because you cannot put all your money in here, because it was also put in here, right? So, and this is still relative close to the bottom. If you, especially if you put it on a regular scale, you look at it like this. And this would be my entry right here. What I say, somewhere around this level, right? Somewhere around here. If you look at the chart, look at it. Yeah, if I buy it here, compared to this, it's way better than, you know, like, yeah, let's try to time this and get wrecked all the time for trying to do so, right? And I think that a lot of new people in crypto, I often get some comments like, you missed the bottom, and like, well, you know, that's not really the goal right here. If you, that you should not try to time it, you will get wrecked. It won't work, bro. Stop trying to do that. Plus, I still think it is very smart to have some Bitcoin in your portfolio. And I'm going to wrap it up, because I'm not sticking to my word saying that this video will be shorter. But if you do have some Bitcoin still, if you take a look at the Bitcoin dominance, and let's exclude stablecoins on that one, because that's not a fair view on this. So if you look at the Bitcoin dominance, here we go, you'll see this thing is in a clear uptrend, right? So overall, no matter how great altcoins are looking right now, Bitcoin is still dominating the crypto space more. And therefore I feel like, yeah, well, you know, if at a certain point, like, look how beautiful this bounced from the bull market support, by the way. At a certain point, this will really turn around, right? And then it's maybe time for me to say, like, okay, now convert some Bitcoin into altcoins and ride that wave as well. Because all the money I have sitting in Bitcoin, hey, yeah, no, I haven't put it in altcoins, and I did not rode that altcoin wave up. It doesn't matter, I rode the Bitcoin wave up, also did a 2x, already 2x from January until April, right? Altcoins now just started to do that last month. They're playing catch up, right? So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I want to leave it there. I hope this is a little useful to show you, well, maybe to just give you some perspective, and to make you feel like, hey, you haven't missed out on anything, really, because it can feel like that if you see the market 2-3x or so. But hey, remember, the altcoin market does big moves. But if the moves are like this, yeah, these big moves up feel great, but overall, what's the direction, right? So, yeah, I want to wrap it up right there. Thanks for watching. Like the video. I'm going to puke. Subscribe to the channel. Bell notification on, etc. Blah, blah, blah. See you soon.